All right, Gymnasticsville, we're back here with my mentor in gymnastics, Jeff Robinson. It's been a long time coming. This is actually very nostalgic, and this guy put me on the map. Wouldn't have the career I had it not been for this man right here. Just want to start with that. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, man. I'm glad to be here. It was a surprise to see you. It's good to see you out here.
Yeah, so we're here. We're covering the Valeria Liukin Invitational. But I like to start with a little bit of NCAA news, mainly the fighting Falcons of the Air Force. You know, you guys had a scrimmage. Tell me about your preseason competition and how your outlook is going in the 2018 season.
Well, we had our blue-silver meet here about a week ago, actually, and it was experimental. Okay, it was a little bit rough at times, but exactly. And this time of year, you know, I've been watching other inter-squads going on, and there's a lot of that. There's a lot of experimentation. Bottom line, though, we've got a huge freshman contingent in, a lot of fresh faces in the gym, a lot of good talent, and these guys contributed in a very meaningful fashion to our score. We ended up improving over last year's inter-squad by 4 points, and it was a long day. We ran it all just top to bottom, so we saw 64 routines, literally, during the course of this afternoon. We ran it in one afternoon.
Nice.
So I'm learning as I go along as well. We just need to split it up. We need to get judges in there and do it right next year, so we're not wearing the guys out. By the time we got to parallel bars and high bar,
pooped out.
A lot of guys were out of gas.
Yeah.
So I don't think we really got a true read on exactly where we are, unfortunately. I was watching Nebraska's meet. They've split it up into 2 different days. And, of course, the Crimson and Cream today and Michigan's inter-squad, they had them split up into 2 teams with 2 judging panels, and that's definitely the way to go. And we just haven't had the numbers that we need to be able to do that until just recently. But now we do. Yep. I'm learning, so we're going to have a more reasonable inter-squad meet next year.
That sounds great. Obviously, you've done a lot of work in the recruiting phase of being a head coach at the Air Force Academy. Your recruiting class have gotten stronger each year, which is very encouraging. How do you feel? You know, I know it's early, but how do you feel about your outlook in the conference that you're in? Well, making steps toward an Oklahoma.
Well, I tell you, we are in the toughest conference out there. There's no doubt about it. The MPSF conference has Stanford. We've got OU. We were able to make good inroads last year. We had our first conference victory over Cal last year, which was a big step for us, of course. And continuing to put the emphasis on the recruiting here at the Valeria Liukin meet, obviously. Right. We're going to continue to try to take it up one notch at a time. We had a fantastic recruiting class last year, and we're looking to do the same here again this year.
Now, hit percentage is something that, I spoke with a little bit with Coach Mark Williams about. How are you guys doing in that standpoint on a consistent basis? Are your hit percentages going up? In turn, obviously that will increase your scores. How are you feeling about your guys' hit percentage going into your first regular season meet?
We're going to have to do better. Last year we were very inconsistent. We did not show as well as I hoped that we were going to show at NCAA Championships, and it's all about hit percentage. We're still at the point now where we're trying to find the right balance between start value and the ability to be able to hit sets, the ability to be able to bring it up and remain consistent. We're just not there yet. So we're going to tighten the belt a little bit this year, I believe. We've got some great freshmen once again. We're expecting good contributions. But start value is we're going to have to look for net effective result. We can't go too high on start value.
So this past kind of off season, we kind of had notions, everybody's thinking difficulty, but you mentioned something there, we saw you'll go out and get a bronze medal with the lowest difficulty in a world competition. So with that in mind, do you think some strategy like that can be implemented with your team and maybe lower start values, higher execution to maybe be able to combat, and raise that hit percentage?
Absolutely. I think that, the time for experimentation with us is over. It's time to start stripping these experimental skills out of routines, but still training them on the side and getting good and solid with landings, the things that are really on each event giving us the most trouble. Extra dismounts on pommel horse obviously have to go. We have to get down to sets we can hit. Still rings, we're not as strong a team as we need to be yet with the freshman contingent. We've just got to begin to continue adding strength elements, and we've got to get solid, just good solid swing, good stuck dismounts. Vault is vault. We look pretty decent on vault. Parallel bars. It's once again, I think, there's some very I don't want to say sketchy, but skills that are a little bit more risky to have in your sets.
Right.
From an international standpoint, USA's got to bring it up a notch, but NCAA-wise, we're always trying to reel it in, and that kind of flies in the face of, I guess, the international caliber. But getting back to where we are as a team, which is a little off track there, but we just need to be tight. We need to be tight and hit sets. We need to have high bar sets we can hit as well. Clean, conservative, release moves. We're not hooking them up yet. We got a couple of guys that are just about ready, but we still have the extra giants in there, and we're going to have to just be very clean and hit dismounts.
With your upperclassmen, what are you expecting from them this year? First off, how many upperclassmen do you have? And then what are you expecting from them, obviously, with your surging new recruits coming in? What are you expecting from your upperclassmen to bring and help these young guys be able to take the club to the next level?
Yep. Well, our upperclassmen, we've got John Fornoff and Fletcher Bronton, who are sharing co-captainship here this year, and they're both outstanding competitors on their events. Jay Fornoff has been an outstanding player for us on parallel bars for a good number of years now, and he's branching out. He's getting back into working multiple events. We've seen him recently on pommel horse, horizontal bar again, and floor exercise. He compete for us a couple of times last year on floor. Now, Fletcher has been primarily a ring and pommel horse man, but he's going to probably make the vaulting lineup this year again.
Nice.
So our senior leadership is looking great. Michael Graft is also a senior. He plays on multiple events. He hurt both of his knees here over the course of the last several years, which is tough. Outstanding floor guy, but we're going to try to not use him on floor. Outstanding vaulter. I would like to not have to use him on vault. I want to see him be able to dance with his daughter at her wedding one day.
Right.
And that's, it's just important to be able to do that. That being said, he's an outstanding player on pommel horse, parallel bars. I think he's got high bar in him, but, we'll see.
All right. Well, Jeff, it's been great. Thank you for taking the time out to let us interview you on Gymnasticsville. You can only see it here, people. The voice of acrobatics.